Welcome to the APTA Grand Prix Tour presented by our national sponsors Viking and Uline. We are live at the Philadelphia Cricket Club on the APTA network presented by eNet Live. I'm Jerry Viant along with Lauren Mendel, and we're about to see the first of the women's semi-finals between the unseeded new team of Laura Berendt and Roxy Enica. Laura is the Director of Platform Tennis at the Edgewood Valley Country Club, and Roxy Enica is the Director of Rackets at the Western Field Club in Connecticut. And they're up against the number 3 seed, Liz Cruz and Miriam Warner, and we'll let the umpire do the intro.
Miriam Warner of Palatine, Illinois, and her partner, Liz Cruz from Trumbull, Connecticut. To my left is Laura Berendt of Lombard, Illinois, and her partner, Roxy Enica of Coscob, Connecticut.
All right, and that is Mike Groft, our umpire, up there in the chair. Anyway, Liz Cruz and Miriam Warner are sisters, in case you didn't know that. They're actually twin sisters with 10 minutes apart. And Liz Cruz is the Director of Racket Sports at the Patterson Club in Connecticut. And Miriam is a rackets professional at the Indian Hill Club in Chicago. So Lauren, let's talk a little bit about the players and their strengths and weaknesses.
In the deuce court, we have Laura Berendt from Chicago. And this is a new partnership, Berendt and Enica. And I watched a little bit of their quarterfinal match where they beat the top seeds, Cynthia Dardis and Amy Shea. And Cruz and Berendt are both very big hitters. They're both known for how hard they hit and how aggressive they are. And sometimes they can be a little bit out of control. And I thought that Shea and Dardis might have the advantage there. Well, let me tell you something. Enica and Berendt, they played almost flawlessly. They weren't making errors. They were playing within themselves. And they look great. Enica's moved into the deuce court now to hit serves. You'll see she has a big spin serve. And she's got a very fluid, almost flashy looking game. On the other side of the court are the Cruz and Warner sisters, and I can't tell who's where right now.
Miriam's got the visor on,
yeah,
I believe.
But
they both got visors.
They both
okay,
do.
The white visor is Liz.
Yeah, Miriam right now is in the ad side, but Liz will be playing the ad side, which is confusing. But they both have
Roxy,
they have similar games. They both can rip the ball from the back, and they volley very well, and they place the overheads very nicely, and they lob well. They're just
if you want to hit
solid.
that around a little bit, you're certainly welcome to.
So let's just take a look at the draw before the match gets started and see the path that they took here. So as you say, we've got Cruz and Warner had a big win, I think, over Delmonico Gebbia, although Gebbia has been out for 2 years, and it was a close first set. But Lauren, you watched that
Yeah,
match.
I mean, Gebbia and Delmonico came back like they hadn't missed any time together at all last week when they got to the finals of Patterson. And the first set, Gebbia and Delmonico got off to a quick start, and then they lost the next 5 games to Cruz and Warner. They evened it up at 5-all, and Warner and Cruz were just solid. They were they weren't giving them anything.
So Liz Cruz is serving, and the match has started.
Love, 15.
And you see Miriam is standing back, which is what they did effectively in their quarterfinal match.
It's so warm today. I think it's so hard to handle the big returns on the volley. The ball just flies. I think a lot of these players in the quarterfinals were staying back on their serves.
And actually, it's going to be interesting because it really does favor Berendt and Enica to be at net. You just saw what we're going to see a lot of is Berendt is going to go right at the deuce court player hard. She loves to hit the roller, as does Enica.
But it also favors Berendt and Enica if you come in on that. Neither Cruz nor Warner have a huge serve. If you come in on that serve, it's just a target for Cruz and Berendt. And so I think that and the same vice versa. I think that's why you're going to see a lot of staying back.
That's a well-placed lob by Miriam there. Oh, nice rip.
30,
All right,
40.
we have a special guest joining us on our team of announcers. Lisa Rudloff has arrived from her drive from New York. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah. Just in time for some great women's paddle.
Looking forward to this match.
Deuce.
Yeah, so both teams are new. Even though they're twin sisters, Cruz and Warner, they have not played together. So I was speaking to them a little bit about it before, and Miriam says she defers to Liz because she is the older sister. She is 10 minutes born early. They're twins.
And she's been playing for longer.
She's been playing for a long time, and she understands a lot of the plays, the speed of play, and you know, she's totally willing and understands her role. And as we know, you know, Liz Cruz, her mental toughness is bar none.
In the match against Gebbia and Delmonico, especially at the beginning, Cruz was talking Warner through every point. 1 screen, 2 screen, up, back, I was exhausted listening to her. I thought she was going to not make it through the match.
Add out.
Well, they actually did say that that is one of their strong points. Their strength is their communication.
That's for
that
sure.
They're willing to speak that much. And then down the other end, Berendt and Enica, new team, not even in the same airspace because Berendt is from Chicago. They both normally play the ad side, and Laura was happy to slide over to the deuce side. Actually, she thinks that it suits her style of play well because she loves to hit a high forehand, and she likes to take the ball for a backhand off of a low ball. So she thinks she's going to see a lot more opportunities, and that's a little bit frightening for the net team when you've got a wingspan. Where's the safe spot on the court? I mean, they basically, just by setting up this way, have shrunk the court to 5 boards.
Love, 15.
Cruz is good at that little chip, hits
good
down
return.
on the forehand return to make the returner hit a low volley.
Agreed. 15, 30.
Love that backhand.
15, 40.
And that's what we've seen all morning, is that when the baseline player rips the ball, it's almost impossible to keep that volley in. I mean, you really have to have soft hands. So we saw a lot of the players giving up the net, letting that ball go through.
Games are 1-all.
So, Lisa, you're recently just finished playing on the tour. Have you been on the court with Laura Berendt and Roxy?
I have. Not Roxy. Ironically, I've never played her as many years as I've played. I've never played her in a match. But
That is hard to believe.
It is.
15.
But I have played Lauren, and when I played her, I felt like everything went so fast. It was really hard to control what we were trying to do. We were trying to get ourselves into the match, and we couldn't. Things were going so fast. We were trying to slow down.
15 all.
But she really took control. However, she is a little wild. We knew that we can get some free points on staying back, like what Warner and Cruz are doing right now. She wants a target.
Right.
She
doesn't want to just hit it back as the return.
No.
She wants to make something happen.
Right. And she does try to do that, and I think that's where you can get some of the free points. So I find this an interesting partnership, because Roxy is a hard hitter as well, although she looks like she's going to be the steady, calm partner.
The north on the compass.
30, 15.
I like that. I was speaking to Laura before the match, and she says she's actually looking forward to playing smarter because she doesn't feel like she has to bring the heat because Roxy can hit such a big ball. She's just not feeling the pressure, so she says it's going to be fun for her to play a different role. Now that doesn't mean she's not going to hit. I said, you're going to hit more than 2 lobs, and maybe.
Right. It's an interesting backhand overhead that she's doing that roller.
All right, so you can see the tactics of Berendt and Enica are going at the less experienced player through side, trying to see what she's got. See the nice solid positioning of the sisters.
A couple balls have already come into the court.
Replay the point. 30-15. Thank you. I didn't see it either.
So, and then the other court, the other semi-final is between the number 2 seeds, Flora Harnisch and Annika van Starenburg, against Jessica Gio and Myrta Molleville, and that's getting underway, so we'll keep you up to date with the scores.
30-all.
And that is Miriam Warner serving. You just can't volley up. You let that ball get down below the level of the net when it's this warm, and it's tough to keep in.
You know, you see as big returners like Enica and Berendt are, when the servers stay back, especially when they're just putting that serve in there with nothing on it, it's very frustrating that you can't gain control of the point by hitting a big return. I think it's making Enica and Berendt go for too much on the subsequent shots.
And they're getting in a little bit slow as well. So when they're getting in slow, what Jerry was saying, where the ball's dropping, you know, below the net, they gotta get in faster.
Okay, so Roxy Enica serving. I really like the speed of Anika's volleys. Boy, Liz Cruz really sees a hole, doesn't she? She sees that court so well. Yes, that's slower pace backhand volley, just resetting the team at net from Roxy Enica.
Oh, that was stayed so nice and low.
15-all.
One of the hardest things, I think, right, Lauren, when you're transitioning from tennis first playing paddle, is not to hit that snappy cross-court volley.
And Enica really loved that volley. But you can see she's hitting much smarter paddle volleys now.
Hmm. 15-all.
Right, you know, Liz Cruz, Lisa, speak about her, the big weapon there, her backhand drive off the screen.
Yeah, I mean, she reads it so well. She's always looking for it, so she's reading it so well. She sets it up. It looks like her sister is also trying to get that shot for her.
Wow.
There
it is again.
That's a great shot.
That was Warner.
15-30.
Right.
They really hit the ball the same way.
Down the line.
Yeah. But you can really change the pace on it as well. So She can rip them, she can dip them, and that's really hard to recognize sometimes. The two-handed backhand like you have, Lauren, it's hard to recognize really where you're going to go. She can hold it to the last second, but it's a huge weapon for them.
And I just have to point out, and I'm
15,
like
40.
very proud of this fact that all 4 women are teaching professionals. 3 out of the 4 on that court are director of clubs in their
That's
programs,
great.
and
There should be more of them.
Warner
we've
They
come a
lead
long
3
way,
games to 1
And
first
one
set.
sitting with us.
and that's right. And one retired.
Yes.
Yes.
But I really am quite proud to say that. Uh, 2 in Chicago and 2 in Connecticut, which are, you know, really the hotbeds of paddle. So there's some lucky women's and men's teams in the leagues getting that coaching from these guys. Nice nick. Liz Cruz is so
15
active.
love.
She is. She's always going for that nick. If she has the opportunity, she's going to take it.
So again, Marion Warner staying back,
Good.
taking away the target from Roxy Enica. Oh, it's the spin.
Nice.
15 all.
Again,
Great
it's that
pace.
15,
slower
30.
pace volley from Enica that I see as an improvement. Normally she would whack that back as fast as it came, and she's really deflating.
$15.40.
Tennis comes in handy.
All right, 2 break points. Nice cover.
Game. Berendt, Enica, Warner, Cruz lead 3 games to 2. First set.
In the quarterfinal match, when Cruz Warner played Delmonico Gebbia, Delmonico Gebbia really worked over Warner in that forehand, going for that forehand nick and making her hit lots of soft screens. And I think it's really helping her go for this match. She looks much more comfortable over there.
All right, Laura Berendt serving.
15 love.
All right, so you see Enica and Berendt are switching it now, putting Enica on the left because she really does love to hit that roller. See, that's it. See the volleying straight back now. Enica.
There it was. There was the tennis volley.
Well, she'll wait for that
30
lower
love.
one that's got a little bit of a floater, so she's got time because she's shifting the play. When that ball's being hit hard and fast at her, she's sending it back straight, deep, and slow, as opposed to trying to snap that pace cross court.
Miscommunication there.
Oh, nice rip by Liz Cruz. Miriam Warner's doing a good job out of that deuce court. She's seeing a lot of balls. She's not going for too much
Right.
and ended up with a lucky let cord there.
30-15.
She's doing her job over there. So fun to watch Liz play. She's so balanced. It's where she's so accurate with her shots, but she's so balanced. And I think, too, as Jerry was saying earlier, she can really see that court with her balance.
40-15.
It's just fun to watch her play.
Yeah, nothing flashy. Just everything.
She's very solid. She gets the job done.
Game.
Oh,
See
Berendt,
that?
she went for it.
Enica. Games are 3-all. First set.
There's Liz Cruz, nice deep lobs. I mean, we really are watching twins play. They have very similar games.
And they
very similar
clearly
strokes,
learned tennis
right?
together because
Yes.
they have the exact same strokes.
All right. Update from our roving reporter, Timo. We've got Hanish van Starenberger up 2-love in the first set against Gio and Molleveld.
15-love.
But it really is like a mirror image with their strokes,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's...
The takebacks are the same. Everything's the same.
That's great.
Wow. Just as accurate as her sister.
30-love.
So it'll be interesting. You can see the glue that is keeping, Cruz and Warner naturally together. It'll be interesting to see what Enica and Berendt can do. They don't know each other really. First tournament together.
40-love.
Those little sloppy volley overheads. Some freebie points for Cruz and Warner.
Oh, guest appearance.
Game, Warner Cruz. They
From
lead
below
4
the
games
level
to
of the
3
net,
first
they
set.
drive-by volley. They're
was-
always tough.
That was rather egregious.
You feel like she wants to do a little bit more.
Yeah,
That's what
she
I get the
does.
feeling that she just wants to get in it and hit more balls. We're
Right.
talking about Laura Berendt.
Lauren.
All right, we would like to take this moment to thank our sponsor. National sponsor, Uline, is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. They ship over 2.5 million boxes every day, but they are so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means they're here when you need them.
Balls in play.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable customer experience. Roxy Enica is serving with a new ball, I believe, taking
Yeah,
a
she is.
practice
Took a
serve.
practice. Took two practices.
We ready? Okay, ready, play.
3-4, first set. Roxy Enica serving.
$15
I'm getting anxious. I'm feeling like the speed is going to pick up now.
I agree.
Well, I think Liz Cruz is good enough at monitoring the speed of play that if her sister wants to speed up, she won't let her. She'll notice it.
Can't say the same on the other side, but see what that speed
They,
is.
they'd like to speed up, I
Right.
think. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's to their advantage.
Yep.
Lisa, what does it feel like handling that big roller from Laura Berendt coming right at you?
Got to sit low, I'll tell you that. It's not fun. And if you block it, it's not necessarily under a controlled shot. But sometimes you want to because you just don't want to run. You're too tired. That's great pace by Roxy. Really great pace. It's interesting to watch Lauren Barrett's hands when she's at the net.
She's very
Hands
casual.
Exactly, very cash. She's, hands are down. Great placement. Lucky
30, love.
I think to me it feels like both teams are still looking to find where the strengths and weaknesses are. Like, where are the holes? What's the combination of shots that's going to get you that shot?
I'll tell you, Berendt and Enica have had to hit about 7 really tough volleys to stay in this point. And finally
30,
missed one.
15.
As my friend Jim Kaufman always says, there's no such thing as a low volley. You gotta be on top of the net. Don't let that ball, especially as we're seeing, that ball gets down below the level of net and you've got a volley up. Problematic. Oh, she does that so well. That's her
30,
play.
oh.
And Laura Berendt would not know that. She has not played Liz Cruz enough to know you give her a high ball in the screen and then you go down up on her backhand on the service line. It's coming down at your feet. You saw Liz Cruz give a little fist pump because it's like a gift.
Nice again.
Same. Hello.
That's where they're getting their
Add
shots.
out.
They're getting
That
their
was
points.
a mirror image on the other side.
She follows directions well.
So break point for a chance to go up 5-3 in the first set. And Harnisch van Sterenberger are up 4-love to Gio and Molenveld in the first set. In the other women's semi-final,
I will point out that was the same thing in Patterson last week. They were up 4-love in the first set against Gio and Molenveld, or 5-1. And
Game,
then
Warner
Gio and Molenveld
Cruz.
came back
They
and won
lead
the
5
set.
games to 3, first set.
and Patterson was in Connecticut, and that's a national ranking tournament which was just last weekend, so that match is fresh in everybody's mind.
Again, another low volley that Warner and Cruz hit to win that game, to be up 5-3. Wow.
Love 15.
Nice.
The only way to really win a point outright in paddle is to hit so much spin on it that your opponent can't handle it.
Good pace.
Huh? Landed in.
See, look how early Liz Cruz sets her paddle on the overhead. Oh, she's in.
Communicating now.
Nice chase.
Wow.
Good transition,
Fantastic
and
point.
that's just
Terrific point.
Yeah.
15. Oh.
Okay, so Lisa, you are the director of racket sports at the Huntington Country Club on
Yes.
Long Island.
Yep.
Lots of your team members are watching. Can you just talk us through the formation that we see here? Liz Cruz is serving, and her sister is staying back.
Yes. On her side that she plays. So we don't, when you're staying back in that formation, so they both decided to remain back, you don't, Warner doesn't want to play that ad side. So when
30,
Cruz is
15.
serving to the deuce side, we want to put, see now here, this formation, we have an ad, she's serving to the ad court, Cruz. everything's good. Everybody's in their correct position. But when she serves that deuce side, she can stay behind her sister, Liz, and be prepared for that return of serve on the side that she plays on. Some people think that they can't do that, but you can.
It's perfectly legal.
Again.
40-15.
And the court is small enough that you could do that. I wouldn't
Yes.
try that on a tennis court.
No.
Too far away.
So, Lauren, how hard do you think it is on Laura Berendt, who's used to ripping the return of
40,
serve?
30.
How hard do you think it is for her mentally to adjust to, you see she's almost like pushing the return back.
It's hard. I presume that many people stay back when Laura Berendt is returning. But as someone who likes to return, it's very annoying because not only can you not win the point outright, but there's really nowhere good to hit it. And, you know, you're just using it as a shot to get the ball into play. It takes away your biggest strength.
Right. And
So
you
it's
really
a
can't
smart
hit
play.
hard.
Very smart play.
Well, you got somebody who's got a big return, you know, you can try
Yes.
getting into net faster.
And then you can try playing I, and then you try playing back. And sometimes the only thing to do is to mix all of those things up. The worst thing to do is to just miss the first volley over and over again.
Oh, nice rip.
Add out.
All right.
Okay. It's like Liz Cruz is trying to keep her sister calm and control. This is a big point.
Game. Berendt, Enica,
All right.
Warner Cruz lead 5-4, first set.
A couple of mistakes that are not like them in that game, but I think their game plan is still a solid plan. They're still getting a lot of free points from these volleys. Got to keep going after that. Doesn't seem like Enica and Berendt are adjusting as much to what's happening to them.
You can see it's a nice shot of the paddle hut that we're at, and the crowd is growing here. It's a gorgeous day in Philadelphia. I don't know how, what is it, 70 degrees-ish?
About
Feels like it. Sun in our eyes.
And here it feels more like 90.
70, 61 and sunny.
Jerry, would you like to see Lauren Berendt hitting more backhand volleys?
Always.
But do you think it's hurting them in the,
Well,
right now?
yeah, I mean, she's making the error.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the instinct for her. She's still, you know, at net tends to play more tennis than platform tennis.
She also likes to hit a lot of backhand overheads.
Yeah. That's what I was-
15,
yeah.
She'll
love.
move herself over a little bit in the deuce side to hit the backhand.
Let's just say she's creative.
Or unorthodox.
Well, there we go. There's a
There you go. Exactly. It keeps her balanced. She was looking for that
30,
forehand
love.
volley again, though, down at her shoelaces.
You're starting to see a couple of errors from the deuce side.
30-15.
That was smart for Berendt to let that ball drop because she was looking right into the sun.
30 all.
The shot clock was on that rally, right?
Go big or go home.
I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed at Berendt and Enica, how they're playing together as a team. I mean, they're not making any real hesitation errors or communication errors. I mean, they're getting out of each other's way.
Deep.
I
Add
think
in.
that Laura Berendt is really showing that she does want to play smarter. You know, she really tempering herself.
Oh, that was a tough
nice
switch at that point.
Sequence of shots by Marion.
All right.
Deuce.
They switched in a situation where the ball didn't hit the screen, so they didn't have enough time to do that switch. They got stuck. They got caught.
Add out.
Enica really likes to slide that backhand off the screen. Just missed that one by a little.
Game in
Big
first
play
set.
there.
Warner Cruz, 6-4.
All right, so Lauren, thoughts on the first set?
Well, I think that Cruz and Warner did a really good job of keeping the pace of play where they wanted it. And they didn't let Cruz and Berendt speed up and look flashy and look, you know, they handled their pace and they took away their big shots and they were rewarded for it.
All right, let's see what happens. We're going to take a quick break in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network presented by eNet Live. Okay, welcome back to the APTA Grand Prix Series. We are in the women's semi-final. The first set was just won by Cruz and Enica, 6-4. Oh, what am I saying? Cruz and Enica, that's an old team.
That's
Cruz
an old
and
team.
Warner. What am I saying? Sister
That's a
team
slip.
here against Enica and Berendt. And just an update on the other women's semi-final, it's a 6-love first set
You serve, stay on the same side. One
to
game.
Harnisch and Van Starenberg after over Gio and Molleveld.
Gio and Molleveld had a Cinderella first outing together last weekend in Patterson, and I think once the expectations change, once you realize, hey, we're a pretty good team, it becomes a lot harder.
Yep. They're the team to beat. All right.
Okay, so we are making a camera adjustment on the back camera, so we're going to stay with these higher angles right now while John Scott from eNet Live makes the adjustment. That's a better angle. All right, so it's second set. And let's see if Cruz and Warner can maintain the steadiness and great volleys that we saw in the first set.
Love,
So I like
15.
what Enica did in that point. She's been putting a lot of her balls back to the center and getting a lot of balls back. And I think she's got to try to set Berendt up a little bit more by hitting some more balls down the line. That point turned when she hit a drive, a soft drive, down the line to Warner.
And Warner will hit a lot of her backhand volleys to the deuce sort. She doesn't keep them
15
going
all.
directly in front of her, so Berendt will get balls that way.
Right. And if it doesn't get right to Berendt's backhand, it's going to get to Enica's forehand, which is just as deadly.
Right.
I'd like
Okay.
to see her switch that up a little bit.
I like that angle better. From the backcourt, Lauren, Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
up higher,
I do.
camera's higher, and it's a little bit closer.
That was a weird point. I don't know why they were playing
15,
one up,
30.
one back there.
Little miss hit there.
And the reason you're seeing 4 players back sometimes is because nobody wants to get caught in transition coming in. That's a
very
hard volley
sharp.
to make.
Yeah, it's a
15,
It's the hardest
40.
volley when you're coming in, and so
Yeah.
if someone's going to go back and drive it off the screen, you got to make sure you get in really quickly or stay back.
But she wants to, as a tennis player. She wants to do that. It's her instinct.
And it's hard to break that instinct.
It is.
Some people don't have any trouble
Mhm.
doing. I mean, you both do it great, but there are some people who just naturally want to slide that way and
Right.
hit that forehand volley.
Now we see Roxy Enica staying
Okay.
back, Laura Berendt serve. Taking away the target.
Okay. All right. I like
Love
that. I like that
15.
change up.
And that's to your point there. Staying on the 2 players staying on the same side is perfectly legal.
Okay. Oh, good. It's a good try.
Love 30.
I believe that was a high ball off of the back screen to Liz Cruz's backhand, which would be her favorite
Shot. She is always looking for that. And it's so hard sometimes as a player not to do that. You're instinctual to go over there. It's what you want to do. You've been trained to do. It's kind of like playing a lefty in the deuce court. It's the same thing. You're trained to go to that middle, and it's so deadly when the lefty is there, or somebody who can hit a backhand.
That was great discipline by Marion
Again.
Warner there. Let that floater high backhand go by.
This is just
And
funny
how
funny
to
this
watch.
is.
This
I
is
mean,
just crazy.
it's so many times today.
There's-
I've never seen it
Playing
so
tennis.
much.
And doing that in tennis.
I
Very
say so.
interesting.
Gio and Molleville are on the board.
Okay.
It's 1-0 in the
Good.
second set.
I'm sure that makes them feel a little better.
Yeah, Harnish Van Starenburg took the first set 6-love.
Again, great pace, because you don't want to give Enica and Berendt any pace. Let's see if she changes this up. Again, cross court. Okay, there we go. Again,
15, 30.
There is no room to hit there to hit that
15,
angle.
30.
Tempting as though it may be.
And Enica threw up a
Yes.
great series of
serving, yep,
high,
15,
deep,
30.
slow lobs.
but again, doing those slow, high, deep lobs and changing the position of them slightly.
Yep. Right, but she's not
Okay.
just lobbing because she can't drive. She's got a plan.
Correct.
She's really holding the ball well on her paddle on that lift.
$15.40.
When you hit that hard overhead, if you can get your opponent turned around like that, you're in good shape.
Nice. She read that well.
Game, Warner Cruz. Games are 1-all, second set.
All right, Miriam Warner to serve. 1-0. You see Roxy Enica and Laura Berendt having a little chat. We haven't seen too much of that coming together, not as much as the sisters.
Here we go again, ladies.
Who's
All
going to take the
four
plunge
back.
and come in?
Up.
Oh, I love the discipline. Miriam's just letting those balls go through.
15 love.
Very tempting to dive out there with a high backhand volley, but that would be the wrong choice.
That was a good
15
return
all.
because it barely made it to the side screen.
This is not something that we see that often, right?
In the last match, I thought I was seeing things.
30-15.
Well, it takes away the target, allows you to keep the volley in play because you're actually not having to volley. And they're
One
ripping the
volley.
ball that hard. Exactly. You take out that error. And that's what's so great about paddle is you've got to figure it out.
Right, and quickly.
30 all.
Yeah. Hard to do, too, when they're hitting bullets at you. Be able to control the speed and have the right tactic.
40-30.
It's so frustrating as a returner when you're just trying to put the
Just
ball back
bang.
into play and you
Yeah,
miss it.
Exactly. It's kind of like that
Football.
serve when you she's going to call on the football.
Oof.
Footfall. Your lead foot.
So her left
Deuce.
foot is
All right.
stepping over that line.
And Liz Cruz, very
Oh,
smart,
she did it again.
telling her to move on.
It's close.
Nice touch, nice dig,
Oh, help me.
smart lob.
Okay.
That's a spot that Miriam should look for.
Because Berendt is not straddling the line.
Right. She's so far to the right. I know, like you said, she's looking for that,
Yeah.
that backhand roller, but if she doesn't put it in the
Balls
right
deep.
spot,
It's a scary shot
Yeah.
for back there. You hit that deep lob. And also, I
Right.
think it's going to cause a little confusion because Laura Berendt is so far away from Roxy Enica, then they're going to start hesitating, especially if
Right.
Miriam follows up with a lob down the line. Whoa, that's a beautiful
Yes.
roller.
she's got a lot of freebies over there. She's gotten a lot of points on that shot. I wish she would do that a little bit more.
That was actually a Vicky Stoklosa roller.
Balls deep. Advantage out.
Okay. See how Warner's setting her sister's backhand up with that high lob down the line.
That's that lob spot again. Coming out of the deuce court.
Great get.
Game. Berendt.
That was quite the
Enica.
battle. Some
They lead
tactical
2
changes
games to 1,
there.
second set.
Starting to settle
Warner
into
Cruz
this
won
match
first
and
game 6 games to 4.
figure some stuff out.
If I'm correct, does Lauren Barrett, I think you said earlier, usually plays that ad side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked them both, and I said, how'd you figure it out? And she said, I don't know. We just say, you want to play the deuce? No, yeah, play the deuce. I don't know. They're pretty flexible.
I like conversations like that.
You're kind of happy. And
I like that.
yeah,
Be flexible.
yeah. And Lauren said, like I said, she really thinks that it sets up her strength. She likes a high forehand. She likes the high ball on the forehand. She likes the low ball on the backhand.
But it's keeping her at bay.
Yeah.
It's keeping her calmer, which I think is helping the team. But I also think she's looking
Balls
to
deep. Love,
do things. She's
15.
looking to step up there. Like you said earlier, I'm waiting to see if this pace is going to change anytime soon.
I did not see their win against Stardust and Shea, but I did say in the pregame show it was going to go one of either ways. It was either going to hit them off the court with their speed and power, or
15
Stardust and Shea were
all.
going to do their usual, figure it out and wear them down, and they wouldn't be able to sustain it. But clearly they were consistent, with their pace and spin and shot selection that they were on.
I watched most of that match, and I thought the same thing when Berendt and Enica won the first set. I thought Stardust and Shea would do what they always do, and they would figure it out and wear them down. But Enica and Berendt stayed too solid. They just were not making errors. And they clearly had the advantage in the firepower department, so that combination was deadly.
And Enica out of this ad court, she's hitting some really smart lobs
30, 15.
over Miriam's left shoulder, pulling Liz Cruz back and out. Okay, so now we've got
coming
the
in
sisters
again.
playing one up and one back.
Oh, you don't want to be the
40,
one to miss
15.
And so Gio and Molleveld are up 3-2 in the second set.
Okay.
Deuce.
Something Liz Cruz does very well with her overheads, she really lets that ball drop lower so that she's able to control where she wants to put that ball. If she sees Roxy moving over a little bit to the left to look for her forehand, she's able to put that ball where she wants. So watch right here. I think a drop. It's a great volley. It was a tough volley.
It's a heartfelt
And out.
apology, as Mark Fisher would probably start talking about right now.
There
Oh,
we
there's
go.
the
There
shot
we
we
go.
know and love from Laura Berendt.
That is really unpleasant when you realize that's coming at you and you don't have time to move.
Couldn't really see that coming
No.
till the last second. She held that very well.
All right, deuce.
Lauren's starting to rev up.
Add out.
Just from experience, that's a tough position. If she's used to playing that ad side, hitting that forehand from that side, it is a little more difficult. You do get a little bit more jammed.
Game, Warner Cruz. Games are 2-all, second set. Warner
Kind
Cruz
of
won first
mentally,
set,
those
6
two
games
loose
to 4.
points right there from Berendt and Enica may come back to haunt them.
Excuse me, 1 minute. New ball.
I think they're playing back too much, Berendt and Enica. I think it's taking some of the life out of them.
I think Berendt wants to see a few more short lobs that she can really
Sure she would.
take up.
Yeah.
But they're really going to have to work hard to get Liz Cruz to hit a short lob out of that ad side.
We're ready.
All right, so again we see Liz Cruz serving and staying back. It's a smart play because it's so warm, taking away the target for the receiver. It gets them into the point. Oh, beautiful
and she
volley.
gets it. Okay.
So you see Enica, keep getting the old combinations. Cruz and Warner are settling into setting up their points. They look very comfortable to me and very clear on what their tactics is. Right, I mean, can you just see Liz Cruz especially just picking those spots? Every shot has a placement. Well, that was a nice little slider by Enica.
Oh,
Love,
Patience,
15.
good patience on
Yeah.
their overheads there. So normally when you have two players staying back on the serve, the receiver's partner moves in.
right.
But they're not in any rush to do that.
At least
15
they
all.
kind of cruised in there.
Moseyed.
Mosey.
with hands down.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's going to
15,
be fun
30.
for them, right? You got Roxy hitting the roller, and then she hit the slash, and then you've got
Fun
Laura.
for them, not for anyone else.
Well, I'm joyful for
It's
them.
fun to have a little control over your opponents that way.
Yeah.
Oh, great pickup.
And Berendt's, how would you
15, 40.
describe that overhead? It's kind of like a slap shot.
It's
right?
slappy.
Yeah,
It's
it's not really a
flatter.
roll, which
Yeah.
is even more frightening.
It's not a roll. There's no topspin
No.
on it. It's just hard at you.
Right. You just can't get out of the way of it.
I mean, you really have to get your lobs up and get them out of the service box. And again, there's Liz Cruz just doing a beautiful job of placing the ball different spots. Trouble.
Nice get. Sister's talking to her, encouraging her. That's great.
And see
Game.
a little change of
Berendt,
pace there, a little
Enica.
soft
They lead 3
spin,
games to 2. Second
died
set.
on the side screen.
Okay. I like this. as well, them staying back, you know, as well. They'd lost a lot of points at the very end of that first set with the volleys below the net. I think it's not a bad change to stay and be patient and don't give Cruz and Warner any opportunity to get at their feet.
Although, don't you feel like in that last game they were they were staying back and then at least coming in on the next shot
but
instead
not
of just
away, right? And so this crazy play that we're seeing, I can understand why they're doing it.
right.
All right, Hanish van Sterenberger up 4-3 in the second set against Gio and Mulleveld, and they had won the first set 6-love. So it looks like they're
on their way.
They're tight in that second set. Laura Berendt serving, and Cruz and Mary want to take over the net.
Uh, 15-love. Mm. 30-love.
Okay, chance here for Berendt and Enica. 3-2 up in the second set. 30-love.
Oh, your guest appearance again.
Get out of there.
Oh.
30-15.
This match is heading into the second hour.
Way to open that court up with that drop. That drop doesn't have to be your winner, but really get your opponents out of position.
40-15.
Liz Cruz to be right now looks like she's a little flat, little out of energy. And I'm a little worried she's still got her vest on.
And she's been talking for like 6 hours straight, her sister. And I mean, anyone who knows Liz Cruz knows she's a good talker,
40.
but it's hard to talk and play the whole time.
Right.
I think that's kind of par for the course. I mean, she does talk a lot.
She does.
You're right.
She's a really good cheerleader for her partner, whoever her partner is.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
She's very positive and tough mentally.
Beautiful drives. Doesn't have to do anything flashy. Oh, that's no fun.
That's such a good shot, right, Lisa? Just think about that, because it's
Great
coming right at you. You've got to get out of your own
Gotta
way.
get out of your way.
And once she took that step back to get out of the way, she was cooked. You have to run forward right away.
Hard to run into a freight train.
Yeah,
though.
it is. That's why it's an effective shot.
They've used it at the right time as well.
So Roxy and he could go away from that backhand volley going straight and deep. This is a big game.
But again, that started with
30 love.
Enica hitting below the net again.
Hanish van Sterenberger up 5-3 and serving. Second set. Won the first set 6-love over Gio and Molenveld.
Smart.
That's great pace. don't want to hit that ball too hard when you're coming in. It'll just come back right back at you.
Nice transition volley there by Laura Berendt.
And there's another one.
Oh.
40,
I'd like to
love.
see Enica let that overhead drop a little bit more, because Cruz is looking for that backhand, as we said. If she keeps reaching up, if Enica keeps reaching up for that overhead, that ball is just hitting hard into that court and sitting up high right where Cruz wants that backhand.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
She hit her on the
Warner
foot.
Cruz.
I think she got out of the way.
Enica lead 4
That
games
was a
to 3.
frustrated overhead.
And that's one of the reasons it's so scary to play Laura Berendt, because sometimes she just loses control.
You don't want to be in the way of that, that's for sure.
We just want to thank our national sponsor, Viking. Viking Athletics is a premier brand and the undisputed leader in platform tennis. Viking is platform tennis. The Viking Extra Duty Platform Ball has been the #1 selling ball in the industry for the last 20 years. It is the official ball of the APTA Nationals and President's Cup and of the Grand Prix Tour. We thank you, Viking. All right, Roxy Enica serving.
Love 15.
Just change it up a little bit there. Served or went in behind her serve.
Okay.
Love 30.
She got Enica reaching one way and then reaching the other. And the second volley was just too out of reach for her to get behind effectively. So we have a
Love
result.
40.
The other semifinal match. Hannes von Starrenberg got revenge for their loss last week at the Patterson Open against Molenveld and Guillot, and they win the match today 6-love, 6-3. They will face the winner of this match in tomorrow morning's final.
You catch up match with us here, Platform Tennis channel, or on Facebook Live or YouTube. Will be 9 a.m. start. Beautiful touch.
15, 40.
Kind of like a little slider push. Hit the back screen low and then died on the side screen.
Oh,
Nice
that's
rip.
great.
30, 40.
Knock
Really
the
haven't
paddle.
seen that. I haven't seen that from Enica much this match.
Yes, I think she's lobbing really well.
Oh, I thought she missed hit that.
Game, Warner Cruz. Games are
Well.
4-all. Second set.
Well, we're back to even here.
There we go.
Try and get that
Okay.
short.
And behind Cruz.
Oof.
Great scramble.
Liz Cruz especially has to get a lot of height and depth
Love,
with
15.
her lobs when Laura Berendt's standing directly in front of her, because if she lobs that ball short, Lauren's going to just unload right cross court, right. She aims for the left hip of the deuce court player so that she has to get out of her way and then chase it up the side screen. So it's a lot of pressure on Liz Cruz to get that height and depth on the lob.
Wow.
Oh, there's
Love,
that,
30.
there's that Enica forehand.
She loves that inside-out forehand.
Mhm.
That used to be, she used to hit that shot almost exclusively, and she's learned to use it more sparingly.
All right, they're coming back in again. Oh,
Yeah.
Love, 40.
Roxy Enica looks very comfortable and confident right now.
She's also
Looks-
serving very nicely. You know, she doesn't look at all hesitant on her serve like she does sometimes.
There you go.
that's a good one.
5-4.
Game, Berendt,
Second set.
Enica.
Cruz and
They
Warner
lead
won the
5
first
games
set,
to 4.
6-4.
Second set.
All right.
So I think maybe the play is they're hitting more balls into Liz Cruz's ad side to get that short ball, to get Laura Berendt set up. I mean, that's a good play if you can get her to hit that ball.
Right.
It was before we saw a lot of balls. They were kind of working the deuce court over, but Miriam was staying in there
Right.
and coming up with some shots.
Yeah, and able to set up her sister Cruz, setting her up for that, and was a good play.
Laura Berendt did a good job there. There were some tough screens, and it's not her side of choice.
It's hard to get her screen though. She jumps on that ball so fast. I would like to see them get those screens, but it's not an easy task.
Safe to say the middle is not the safe spot with that team. They were both chomping at the bit to
Wow.
rip that ball.
Enica jumped in front of Berendt again. There it is.
God.
Why are we ducking?
I'm
Right.
nervous.
The three of us all
Every time she goes
cringing.
to hit it, I duck.
We're directly behind the court, so the three of us
15,
ducked at the
love.
same time.
I'm scared for you.
Oh.
Oh, you see that wind up, and it's
And you know she's going directly, which
Oh,
is perfectly legit.
I
But
know.
that's where she's hitting it, right at the player in the deuce court.
like where Warner was there. She was a little further up on that service line. See how hard that is to get to her screen.
Balls deep. 15. Oh,
Falling really well.
Mm-hmm.
15 all.
Stay low.
15, 30.
Here it comes.
Yeah, gotta watch that speed of the overhead. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
She caught up to that one.
Oh, great. That's a
15,
great get.
40.
And there you see the disadvantage of hitting the ball really hard is if it's not placed perfectly and you can get out of the way, you're 3/4 of the way to the net to hit it.
oh, that was a
Such a
big
beautiful
game.
backhand.
game, Warner Cruz. Games are 5-all, second set.
Right, that was
Warner
a
Cruz won the
big game
first.
for them.
6 games to 4.
So serving for the set.
Mm-hmm.
Turns on a dime.
Just a couple mistakes that
15
is
love.
Yep.
making
and
this set.
And again, you know, it's just you're changing the look of the court by having their partner stay back. And it's not the return. Laura is also, Berendt is also receiving from the deuce side, which is not her natural side. So she's probably not comfortable with the angle of the ball coming in. They're just giving too much
To
pace
her.
and too high on
30
the screen.
love.
They're
Right.
feeding into Liz Cruz's favorite shot.
Cruz and Warner are getting pumped up.
Yeah. Doesn't take much. They're already at that
Yeah.
level. But they can sense.
It was 30-15.
That's tough.
That's
tough.
a great get, though. Oh, wow.
40-15.
Great get.
She earned that point.
Mm-hmm.
Handled that spin by Enica really beautifully and stayed in it.
You see with that backhand volley going cross court instead of just stay
Right
with
at
what
her.
she was doing in the
Yep.
beginning.
Uh,
40-30.
It's going to rush that shot. Going to really almost want to guide it down the line.
it's a great pickup.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, and she's, yep. And now slowed it down. Oh, okay.
That's those nice deep high lobs by Roxy Enica, and
Oh.
Liz Cruz finds the
Game,
net,
Warner Cruz.
and they are up
They lead
6-5 in
10
the
games to 5,
second set.
set.
Well, there are a couple loose points in that game. First 2 points. Shouldn't let those slide by Berendt and Enica.
Somebody grab new ball inside, please.
This game will be interesting to see. The steadiness. Who stays steady? Will Berendt and Enica go and
Thank you.
try to pick the pace up again?
Or they stay back, or they
Yep.
come in. It's,
Yep.
it's
Ladies, new ball
It
in
will be
play.
interesting.
Yep, every 7 games.
I think they started to play a little fast, and they lost some points as to where we are now.
So Roxy Enica will take a practice serve because they're putting in a new ball into play every 7 games. So there was 7 strikes of the ball before we had a team
It looked
come
like
to
they
net.
were taking a practice
Right.
point, like they were warming up.
Oh,
Okay.
Love,
you
15.
just can feel Cruz and Warner saying, we're just going to hang in. We're just
get
going to
one more
dig
ball
in.
back.
We're
1,000
not going to
balls.
do
Yep.
anything flash. We're
Right.
just going to put the ball in set spots.
And that's what I was saying. I'm just curious to see if Enica and Warner are going to
I
be
just
able to
don't think
handle this
staying
pace.
back without any
Love,
sort of
30.
movement is the right play for Cruz and Enica. It's just,
You mean,
I mean,
I know.
you know what I
I
did
do.
what Jerry did
Yep.
for Enica and Berendt.
Berendt.
They gotta do something different.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
Came in.
15, 30.
A little miscommunication there in the middle. Haven't seen that all match.
Ooh.
Great. Overhead.
You can hear Liz
Oh,
Cruz
wow.
polling
15,
every
40.
ball on that point from the baseline.
Yeah. Okay, we're at match point.
Nice change of pace
30,
there by
40.
Roxy Enica. Still match point for Cruz Warner.
There it
That's
is.
Okay.
Set matched Warner Cruz. 7 games to 5, 6 games
Fun
to
to watch.
4.
That was a good match.
Yeah, fun to watch, and I'm very impressed with both teams being able to play together for the first time, like in a tournament, and
You're welcome.
it really looked,
You're
you know,
welcome.
seamless. Except for the end there, where you saw a couple of guest
Get your left
appearances,
foot,
and that's
it's
just
good when
not
you start,
knowing
and
where
then
your
you
partner's
switch.
going to be,
Right.
and she's volleying from below the level of the net.
Right.
So that sets up our women's final for tomorrow. Harnish van Starenburg and Cruz and Warner. Let's take a look at the draw. Well, we're going to have Mark Fischel is going to interview the winners after this. So Harnish van Starenburg, they had a close first set against Kui Lion and Sakura, 7-6-6-2. And of course, then they had their revenge match against Guillaume Molleveld. So they were down, like that semi-final match. Was that a semi-final in Patterson or a quarter-final?
Semi.
Right, and they were down, they were up
5-1.
5-1. Lost it.
Hannah Spencer-Arberg were up 5-1 in the
Right.
first set. Guillaume Mollenveld won it in a tiebreaker, and then I believe the one the second set 6-2. They basically steamrolled after being down 5-1.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear their comments on what the difference was. Like if they made any tactical changes or just missing more shots. Or can we take a look at the draw again? Because we just want to see down below. I didn't see the scores on that other one. All right, so Cruz, well, same thing. They had a tough first set against Delmonico Gebbia, 7-6, and then 6-love. And I wonder if maybe, Lauren Gebbia just coming back,
The first set was funny, though. Delmonico Gebbia won the first 2 games. Then Cruz Warner won the next 5. It was all or nothing on both sides.
All right, we're just waiting for Mark Fischel, and we're going to throw it down to Mark, and he's with our winners.
Okay, we're back with our second finalist, Liz Cruz and Miriam Warner. Liz, take us through the strategy. That was just a fascinating match to watch.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't the paddle used to be. Like, we have to come to a net because of the sun, and it's so warm. So I think our best strategy was to stay back, no matter why we're coming to the net. And once in a while, we have to come and just get our confidence back, because I think we were missing too many volleys. So, we're just trying to figure it out.
Well, figured out you did. Miriam, you ran down a lot of balls. How was it playing with your sister?
Oh my God, that was amazing. It's like I was following her lead because, you know, like when Lauren or Roxy were hitting the FYM to me, she's like, come on, you have to move. Because other than that, they was, you know, like getting in my due side. But it was great. I enjoyed playing with Liz. I think that my paddle, you know, like learned a lot just playing with her these 3 matches all the way up. So thank you for playing with me.
Well, you guys aren't done. You have a little more work to do.
I know.
Tomorrow's final, hopefully the sun's going to be a little better. Maybe we'll see some more conventional paddle. Not that that wasn't fun to watch.
It was, yes, hopefully. I mean, we just enjoy to be playing paddle. This is the best sport ever.
Well, as a fan, it was fun watching you guys react the same way, with the same sayings, with the same voice.
Well, you know that I like Roger Federer, but when it comes to cheer up, I like Rafael Nadal. So let's be like, vamos!
Well, there's a lot of vamosing, so good luck tomorrow. Hope you guys win. And that's a wrap, presented by Uline. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for the men's tournament.
Thank you.